Welcome to Uji's Wealth of Math. In this video, we want to see how to find sum of two squares. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, you can kindly do that. Share my link, share your views on my video, click on the notification bell so that each time I upload a new video, you're notified. Thank you. Now, I wanted to check my previous video on sum of two square, on difference of two square. You know, for instance, if I have x squared minus y squared, and I want to find the difference of x squared and y squared, what I said you should do in my previous video is that because x squared is a perfect square and y squared is a perfect square, and I defined what a perfect square is. I said a perfect square is any number that can be expressed as a product of two equal integers. So now, to get the difference of square, I'm going to open up two parentheses and then I'll put x here and x here because x times x will give me x squared, and then I'll have a plus here and a minus on the other side. For this, I have y here and y on the other side because y times y will give me y times minus y will give me minus y squared. So that's how to get difference of two squared. But in today's video, we want to see how to find the sum of two squared. For instance, if I have x squared plus y squared, you can see this is the perfect square, that is the perfect square, and I want to find the sum of two squared. So I'm going to do the same thing by opening up two parentheses. Now here I have x, and the other side I have x, I have a plus here, a minus here, but here I'll have yi and then yi here. Now you can see that for sum of two squared, my answer will be expressed in terms of an imaginary number, right? So that's one thing you need to understand. If I multiply, and I want you to recall that I squared is minus 1 and I is root minus 1. So if I square both sides, my I squared will be minus 1. So I want you to take note of that I is root minus 1 and I squared is minus 1. Now if I open up the bracket by multiplying x times x, I'll get x squared, x times minus yi, I'll get minus x yi, yi times x, I'll get plus x yi times minus yi, I'll get minus y squared I squared. So these will cancel out. So I have on this side x squared minus y squared I squared. Recall that I squared is minus 1, so if I plug in minus 1 here, so I have y squared bracket minus 1. So if I multiply that, that will give me x squared plus y squared. So always know that whenever you have sum of two squared, you always express this in terms of an imaginary number, in terms of I. All right, so let's get started now, solving all the problems on the board. Now the first thing we want to do, if we look at this, this is a perfect square and that is a perfect square. But we want to find the sum of a perfect square. So what I need to do is to open up two parentheses, and then here I'll have x, and here I'll have x, here plus, and here minus. Now for this, 16 is the perfect square because 4 times 4 will give me 16. But always remember, for sum of square, your answer will be in terms of imaginary numbers. So I have a plus I here, for a plus 4i, a minus 4i. Pretty simple. If you multiply this, you're going to get that. All right. Now let's solve the next problem. This is the perfect square. That is the perfect square. Then I'll open up two parentheses. I have x here. I have x on the other bracket. Now this is plus, this is minus. Now if you look at 81, 81 is a perfect square because 81 can be expressed as 9 times 9, and y squared is also a perfect square. So what I would do, my answer here will be 9y in terms of I, 9y in terms of I. So that's pretty simple. For this, I'll do the same thing, open up two parentheses, and for this one, now for this I'm going to find the root of this. So I have x plus minus, so here will be the square root of 5i. So always remember the square root of 5, then I. Always remember that this will be in terms of, will be expressed in terms of an imaginary number. Now, if we look at number 4, the first thing we need to do is to factor out 5, right? If we do that, I have 5 into bracket, x squared plus 25. I'll have 25 here. If you multiply this by, you multiply 5 by all of this, you're going to get back that. The next thing, this is a perfect square. This is also a perfect square. 25 is a perfect square. But like I rightly said, that for sum of 2 squared, you always express this in terms of an imaginary number. So I'm going to open up two parentheses. Now I have x here, x on the other side, plus, minus. So here will be 5i, here will be 5i. That's my answer. Pretty simple. Now the last problem, I'll do the same thing. I'm going to factor out 3, because then I have x squared plus 16. Then this will be 3 into bracket. I'll open up two parentheses. This is a perfect square, that is a perfect square. So I have x here, x on the other side, plus, minus. Then I have 4i, and then 4i. So that's pretty simple. Thanks for watching my video. You can always subscribe on OG's Wealth of Math. Share your views. Click on the notification bell to get more, to get video each time I upload a new video. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.